would the Invincible comics be adapted well in a live action show? Now, in my opinion, the answer is no, and I think Invincible would be underwhelming in live action because Invincible has a lot going on. There's a lot of characters, a lot of insane feats that the characters reach. It has many insane battles that are realistically bigger in scale than any MCU fight we've seen, and yes, even bigger than the battle in Wakanda and the final battle in Endgame, because as we saw in the show and in the comics if you read them, Mark's fight with Conquest, Nolan's fight with Mark, the Invincible War, and many others that we haven't seen yet in the show are just next level in scale. The amount of buildings that blow up. For example, when Conquest absolutely nuked Mark. And we saw like 100 buildings just collapse, a huge shockwave, trample over the area. I mean, it really did look like a nuke. And at the same time, there is so many Superman level characters that will need a whole lot of CGI just to adapt the characters and the comics accurately enough to be acceptable.
You're goddamn right.
After seeing how good the Invincible show is, and seeing how well it adapts and improves on the comics, there's just no way a live action show would live up to the hype. A show just would not have a big enough budget for all the CGI that will go into all of the characters, all of the fights, and everything surrounding it. I mean, the Invincible universe is one of the most dangerous and active universes in any superhero story. This world is not a world you'd want to live in. You'd rather live in the Attack on Titan universe, and that says a lot.
You can say that again.
I mean, there is just so much going on, and I don't think there'll be a big enough budget available for any live action version of Invincible unless they make one movie about it. But even then, a movie of Invincible will be as good as Dragon Ball Evolution.
Oh, hell no!
Because there is just so much story that will be left out, and in the end, you just end up with an empty, incomplete story that nobody will like.
Son of a...
Now, of course, they could attempt an Invincible show, but for all the reasons I just mentioned, I think it's safe to say that it will just be lackluster, because we can compare it to The Boys, of course. I mean, how would you not compare a live-action Invincible show to The Boys? Because they have a lot of similarities, they're both very brutal, they will both be on Amazon Prime, but the difference is The Boys is very easy to adapt, compared to Invincible. It's much less active in The Boys. Invincible has a lot more superheroes, it has a lot more action, and the power levels and feats of the characters are just too far beyond The Boys, and really can only be done in an animated show. But yeah, they're really the main points for why an Invincible live action show just wouldn't work. I'm sure there's many more points that I could have mentioned, but they're the main ones, and I think you all get the gist. So yeah, that's the end of the video. I just see there's a lot of talk about a live action Invincible show, and I've been thinking about it for a while, and really it just wouldn't be as good as people think it would be. But if you disagree, let me know down below, because I'd love to talk about it. I'd love to hear different opinions, maybe you can change my mind. But without further ado, that's the end of the video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.